everyone, this is Kimme Wyatt, and welcome to this video. You guys know when I have gloves on and I have this in my hand, I'm fixing to do something, okay? Okay, but before I get started, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and thank you very much. Okay, I had some walnuts earlier and part of the skin was still in my mouth of one of them or more or whatever. So whatever. Okay, you guys, first things first, this is the cutest bottle. Oh my God. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Okay. I am on public transit. As some of you know, I got rid of my vehicle because of my gang stalking and saw this guy, obviously homeless, and he had some bags or whatever, and he wanted me to buy something that he had in a book bag, a backpack. I can't remember what. Oh, it's something he asked me if I wanted the bag itself. Don't know where he got it, but it was a really, really nice bag. And I told him, no, I have some bags. And he thought about it for 2 seconds and said, here, and gave me the bag and the contents in the bag. So I went through the bag. I wasn't afraid or anything. I went through the bag, and this beautiful bottle was included in that bag. I have since given the bag away, but this is called Desert Door. And what Desert Door is, I'm trying to get it. Okay, here we go. It's a 50% alcohol, and it is, let me look at it, you guys. I'm going to take it away from the screen. It's a spirit distilled from Sotol, S-O-T-O-L, or Sotol, and it's handmade and matured in Driftwood, Texas. And it's 100% proof. So this is the Desert Store, Texas Sotol. But I had to keep this bottle. Isn't this cute? Just absolutely cute. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not an alkie. I do drink, but I drink sociably. And I'm going to tell you, which equates to probably 2, maybe 3 times a year, I will have something to drink. And never anything harsh, okay? Unless I like Long Island teas. But most times it's just a margarita or some raw wine. But either way, this bottle is so very, very cute. Look at the back. Okay. And I'm telling you, this is it says wild harvested, fermented, distilled, and bottled by Desert Door in Driftwood, Texas. Okay, so there's a plug for Desert Door. Yay! Okay, but yeah, the reason why I did this bottle as well is because in order to have this, well, in lieu of me wanting to show you this bottle, you can tell this, whatever was in her, honey, was very expensive. You hear me? Yeah. Okay. I was like, I gotta show him that. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5 ways reverse alopecia grows back. Some people says alopecia can't grow back. Your girl can grow back your alopecia. Okay. I'm even growing mine's back. There's 14 types of alopecia. And yeah, it's 14 types of alopecia. Look at my video called 14 Types of Alopecia. And I actually go into each one of those types, and maybe you recognize some of those according to what's going on with your hair. Okay, so this is going to be like I'm going to flip these to show you guys what's going on. But I do want to say and stress alopecia can grow back, but not all alopecias, but a predominant amount of alopecias can grow back. I also want to tell you, a lot of the research that I've done, I found that the reason why this is research I did on research someone else did. I found out that a lot of the times, being impatient, and I mean, it's up to the person doing the research or the company doing the research. Sometimes research is done for companies, hair care companies that are out there that's been around for years. And so they'll have these studies done on, regular, normal humans. Well, I mean, what I mean by just the average Joe or Joette, or they will specify, we want someone 55, who has gray hair, and then they'll come in as a client and get interviewed, not by the major brand, but usually by a company they've hired to interview these people. And what that ends up being is that they do a study according to what the questions ask, and maybe the person has to take a product home. You know how this goes. But what I found doing research, on just doing research period, and ran across a lot of these studies, is that they did not take the time, in my opinion, in my experience, to really see if the hair was going to grow back. They really did not. And also, in lieu of that, the products they were using were probably great products and are great products for growing your hair, but maybe not in cases where there's alopecia. Okay, so you put both of those together, the time limit and also the products were great for growing hair, but that doesn't mean it can grow back regular hair and alopecia. You guys understand what I'm saying? Alopecia is nothing to play with, you guys. So alopecia, just to give you some information, background on alopecia, is normally an autoimmune disease. But from my experience, and by the way, let me tell you guys, I'm not a doctor, not trying to be a doctor, don't want to be a doctor. I'm just self-learned and I know my shit, okay? I'm just keeping it real, I do. So when it comes to your hair growing back, I forgot what I was saying prior to that. Your hair will grow back, and I'll go back to whatever I was saying because I want to hurry up and do this video within the next 5-10 minutes. Press for time because I don't have that much time on this phone space. So 5 ways alopecia grows, reverse alopecia grows back. And I'm going to give you guys some examples of genetics. Is alopecia a genetic? I know what I was saying. Okay. Some people say alopecia is an autoimmune disease, and it is in some cases. There's 14 types of alopecia, but I have found that most time, and cancer and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all that is true. When the cancer is going into remission and you're having, you get under the machine or whatever, and I can't think of the machine. I'm trying to hurry up, but you guys, it also is because of stress. Okay. Stress can be a very, very big factor in someone getting alopecia. So, and that's across the board for males and females. Your pitta dosha. What type of pitta dosha? I mean, you know what I'm saying? What is your dosha? So a lot of that has to do with it. Do you get hot a lot? Has a lot to do with, alopecia. But I want to stress this. And I took this note and I wrote this down because I want to stress, I go outside the norm with everything I do. I don't I read books, but I'm not a trichologist or whatever. I'm not going by what I read in some book that I went to school to read, and everybody else read it, and everybody else read it, and you know what I'm saying? Go outside the norm. You'd be surprised what you find. So a couple of things I want to tell you about hair growth is, and these are patterns, hair growth patterns, is that only one hair follicle, or let me do a did you know? Did you guys know that only one hair follicle on your head has to show interest in growing back, and then the surrounding hairs will follow suit? So only one hair on your head has to wake up, or if not on your head, one hair under your scalp. Okay, ding, correction, has to, if it wakes up, then, it starts growing. Then the other hairs, because it's cellular, cells are close together, because it's cellular and because of blood flow, the hairs around that hair follicle are going to wake up eventually and start growing. And then the other hairs are going to start growing, and the other hairs will start growing. And here is your patterns, your 5 patterns. Also, let me tell you guys, your pattern depends on, that is genetic. Whatever pattern your mom and dad's hair grew in from a baby. Some babies have hair on the top of their heads, but not on the sides. Some have some on the sides and not at the top. That's probably how your alopecia is going to grow back. And so I'm going to show the 5 ways that reverse alopecia grows back. I also want to say a determining factor of the hair growth pattern is, because I disagree with genetics. I mean, I don't, in other words, I agree with genetics on how your hair, the pattern of how your hair grows back, the pattern, these 5 ways that it grows back. But I don't agree that he has alopecia because his dad had it. Oh, her mom had alopecia. No, if that is the case, and you grew up in that family with that person that has alopecia, and you ate the same food, ting, no, that would be the only, in my opinion, almost the only way that you would have alopecia because someone else has it. Alopecia, in my opinion, 90% is diet. Okay. If you let me give you an example. So there's 2 kids that grew up in the same home till the age of 5. One, for some reason, maybe the parents, there was an accident. And so regardless, divorce, maybe the mom could not take care of the 2 kids. And so she sent them off to, if she got custody of the kids, because men do get custody. But if she decided that let's say flipped the script. He decided he could not take care of the kids. So he sent one to his sister, which would be the aunt, and he sent one to his mother, which would be the grandmother. Now, the aunt being younger, the grandmother being older, which has nothing to do with it, but this is a scenario. Ding. Okay. So that aunt who had, let's say 2 girls, that aunt cooked. Yes, she cooked because she grew up that way. Okay, she grew up to cook, but she did things a little different. She cooked a lot of processed foods. She gave the child, spoiling the child. She has no kids. She gave the one of the children, the one that she had lots of chips, oils that were not good, lots of vegetable oils. Okay, that were that were genetically modified. And speaking of vegetable oils, it's a lot of different vegetables and vegetable oil. Okay. All right. And so some of the plant life and vegetable oils is genetically modified organisms, GMO, and some are not. So, but in this case, this aunt thought she was doing the best thing for this child. I mean, and she was, because she was taking care of the child, yay, and she was feeding the child critical. So, but her food habits, included a lot of sugar, and this is over the span till this child graduated from high school. On the other hand, the flip side, the grandmother raised the other kid, and the grandmother was more into natural things and cooked, and she cooked fresh vegetables and blah, blah, and she used butter. Did I say butter? No. Yeah, butter. Yeah, she used butter, and she just did things a little different, and she cooked all the time, and the kid loved her cooking, and so here we go. But when these 2 kids are standing side by side at the age of 32, because they learned these habits and kept these habits with them, you're going to notice a difference in hair texture, strength. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to notice that one has a different type of hair than the other, because this is what was in the bloodstream. This is how these children grew up. This is what they're used to, and they're still doing it. So with that being said, I feel genetic only deals with 90% of genetics is, 90% of genetics is how your hair grows back from alopecia. That's extremely low in my opinion when it comes to will your hair grow back or not because someone else in your family had this. I don't believe that. If that is the case, and it is for me, I'm a bad sister. You hear me? And I am. I'll grow your hair back. Okay. So yeah, so that's the example that I wanted to give you guys. It's diet. It's diet. Okay. In most cases, yes, there's cancer, and the person was on what is that called when you have cancer? It'll come to me, I hope. When you have cancer and chemotherapy, yes, chemotherapy and a large percentage of cases will bring your hair out. And that's a form of alopecia from chemotherapy. Okay. Yes. Autoimmune diseases will bring your hair out. And of course, as a result, you have alopecia. But and that does not mean that it will not grow back. 2, that does not mean you got it because of someone in your family, down in your family tree. And five, there's 5 ways that it's going to grow back. Okay, so let me go ahead and go over the 5 ways reverse alopecia grows back. Who does this, you guys? Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and show you guys. Let me hide number 2. This is number 1. Okay, some of you know that I have revealed that I have alopecia, which is why some of these idiots, my gang stalkers, will lie. Looking at me right now, you can hear a pin drop. My hair does not grow. That's not her hair. This is my hair. I have never been afraid of ashamed of having alopecia. So people get these thoughts in your head, but you know that you are ashamed of this and that. Haven't asked you a damn thing. You know, are you ashamed of your alopecia? No, because I'm not the worst case scenario. And even if I was, I wouldn't care. But they want to say because you have a skin and hair care line that it's not growing your hair, but they're forgetting to look at your customers' hair. Okay, but mine is growing. And by the way, I'm going to be doing another video on my hair, yours truly, to dispel the lies. Okay, again, because somebody, I know who it is trying to start those lies back up and cannot accept the fact that they're a witch. I just keep it a warlock and put a spell on my hair and thought that it was going to work, and it's not going to work because guess whose child I am? There you go. Okay. So here we go. Number 1 is, and I named these myself. Okay. I did not get these names. Each one of these hair growth patterns has its own freaking name. This is going to go, you know, eventually it's going to go like water. You know how it goes when people copy your stuff, but it's okay. The boomerang. The boomerang growth is just like this. It's also AKA called the C shape of the curve. And like I said, all this is mine. So it actually grows in this pattern. If this were an area of hair of alopecia, when it grows back, it's going to grow in a C. You know, now I am doing my hands like this only to create a C, but I'm not saying it grows left to right. It's just going to grow in, and then it's going to grow in, it's going to grow in, it's going to get right there, and it's just going to finally fill in. And this is the kind that I have. Number 1, mine is filling in from the outer area of the alopecia. Okay, androgenic alopecia. Actually, mine is traction alopecia. I want you guys to post that's been following me and tell me what traction alopecia is. Post your comments, okay? First person, tell me what traction alopecia. I want to know if you know, okay? How much have you been paying attention? So it grows like a boomerang towards the front of the area, all right? The number 2 I call this the eyelids formation. Yes, it grows. It does it's like 2 boomerangs. It's one going this way and a boomerang going that way. And it grows like an eyelid. And this is the eyeball in the middle. You can't see it, but invisible eyeball. But these are the eyelids. Okay. And it grows like that. And then it grows like this. And please don't look, like I said, at the direction my hand is going. But it grows like this and like this, respectively, at any time. But it keeps coming in and growing and growing and growing until it fills into the center. All right. And I'm so good. Yeah. Dual boomerangs towards the center. The third way that reverse alopecia grows back is I coined this the starburst. Now, let me tell you guys something before I get started. 3 through 5, 3, 4, and 5. If you are lucky, and I say that for a reason, if you're lucky to have your hair grow back in number 3, 4, and 5, and I'm going to show these to you, you have nothing to worry about, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, starts right in the center. In most cases, if it doesn't start in the center is somewhat involved. In it, I think it's 3, 4, 5. We'll go get to it. Oh yeah. If it doesn't start in the center, it does 2 things. Okay, so this is called the starburst. I coined this the starburst, and what it says down here is it starts in the center, bing, starts growing in the center, and then grows outwards to fill in the area. Okay, shh. And not one at a time. I'm just saying it grows outwards, not one strand at a time. Okay, the next one is number 4. And number 4 is the coil, what I coined the coil formation. And I may have to, this one right here, I may have to bend this so you can, okay, hold on. Let me put them all together. Just one moment. So this is the coil formation or coil growth pattern, whatever you want to call it. This one starts out as a boomerang, a C. You see that? Starts out as a C curve, C shape or curve boomerang. But then it starts growing either way, starting from the left or right. Okay, I did it from the right and it starts growing around in a circular pattern like a coil until it reaches the center and fills in. So it's filling in like a coil. It starts out as a C and then it starts filling in. Okay, very lucky, 3, 4, and 5. Because once again, if it grows in 2 different ways, then you're just about guaranteed to have hair. Okay. Real quick. Okay. And the last one is I call it the performer. Do you guys know why I call this the performer? Tried to come up with a name for this one. It took me a minute. And actually I did this video and I had only four ways reverse alopecia grows back, and I had to delete that video because I got to thinking about it. There's 5 ways that alopecia grows back. So I'm doing it again. So the video again. So this one starts out as a boomerang like the others. Okay, starts out as a boom like the other, like 2 of the others. Whatever. Starts out as a boomerang like the last one, and it's growing and it's growing, and then it says, boop! It just starts growing in the center. Okay. So let me elaborate on these. If you are lucky enough to have, let's see, the starburst growth pattern, number 3. If you're lucky enough to have the coil. Starburst and coil, I said it grows 2 different ways. And if you're lucky enough to have the performer. The reason why the starburst, the coil, and the performer, the reason why, well, let me tell you why this is, I think this is a stage and this is a performer. There you go. Okay, this is the audience and this is the performer, entertainer. So you guys, the reason why you're lucky is because your hair is growing 2 different ways, which basically guarantees that it's going to fill in. And usually when you find that, you've changed your diet or you have, well, not necessarily change your diet. You have a wonderful diet. Your bloodstream, your blood is great. You have good blood, good circulation. And this is why I tell people sometimes when I do people's hair, I massage their scalp, circulation. Okay. But keep in mind, my flaxseed gels, all of my products cause natural circulation. But adding that extra muscle from the fingers to it can never hurt. And it also helps because circulating your bloodstream under your scalp is wonderful for hair growth. It wakes up the hair follicles. It keeps the hairs lively, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Keeps them dancing up under there, and it keeps movement. Okay. And it keeps your hair growing. Okay. So you have it. There you have it. The 5 ways to reverse alopecia grows back. Please post your comments and questions below. And if you're interested in ordering products, you guys, as you know, 1 minute I have to do this and 1 minute I have to do something else, you know. And so what I'm going to do as far as voicemails, let me tell you guys, if you see an address as it stands right now, today is March 24th, I think, March the 24th of 2023. If you see an address on any of my videos, just disregard it. Do not send anything to that address that's there. I got to go through all my videos, y'all. And also a telephone number. Just disregard anything contact for me as it stands right now. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get a voicemail service. Go back to old school. Get a voicemail service where that's all it is voicemail. There's no smartphone attached to it. There's no data. Okay, text messaging, none of that. You know, it's just voicemail. You leave your voicemail, I'll call you back. But let me tell you something. If you have anonymous call rejection, or if you have block, you know, if you have something on your phone that block calls automatically, or you don't answer block calls, you're not going to get your girl, because I'm not going to reveal my number. Okay, I'm not going to do it, and you're going to have to be contacting me again and say, I've been trying to contact you. And I'm going to say, I've been trying to contact you too. Get that block off your phone, because I'm, you know. So anyway, post your questions, comments, and like the video, share. You cannot share my video on other websites, including social media. And before I go, let me say this. If you guys find my videos on, or just my voice, because let me tell you what someone will do up above my head, since they're supposed to be trying to have their own skin and hair care line. How ironic. If you find someone that did this right here, easy to do, right? But it's my voice that's talking. Let me know. Post your comment. Or if you find this video itself somewhere. I am on these social media platforms, but I am totally on YouTube as it stands today only, although I have accounts on these other platforms, but I'm not active. So if you see someone actively posting, not me. Also, with YouTube, I am a contributor with YouTube as a creator. Everyone who has a channel is a creator, but I'm also a YouTube contributor. I contribute my thoughts on YouTube products and what they should do and blah, 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 blah. And thanks to your girl, you guys are now able to post pictures. If you have a YouTube channel, you can post pictures now on your YouTube channel. And I am so happy about that. Because that was what was keeping me from posting all my quotes. I want to be on YouTube. I love YouTube, and it's the number one video platform right now and has been for years. And I am telling you, I don't see YouTube going anywhere. I also want to say there's another contributor form I just filled out. Hopefully I suggested about 9 things. And this was also inclusive of you, the channel creator, being able to actually sell products on your channel. Once they do this, you guys, this is my prediction. And I'm going to say this really quick, because the first thing that YouTube did changing was the music. All of a sudden you can kind of do more covers or whatever, and you didn't get penalized for that. And covers is like covering someone else's song or music. Speaking of covers, I do have a playlist called Kimme Covers with a K, Kovers. Check it out. Okay. And then the next thing I noticed was also around that same time was shorts, SHORTS. Who has shorts? TikTok has shorts. And I'm going to give you guys the biggest tip on the planet. Go ahead and create your YouTube account. Did I say go ahead and create your YouTube account? Go ahead and do it. Okay. TikTok is TikToking from left to right. We don't know if TikTok is still going to be around, because the government is contemplating getting rid of TikTok altogether, although they stopped it in federal buildings for use in the federal agencies, and they have in local and federal and regional and local government, etc., has joined in at that time, and they're thinking about totally banning it. So if I were you, I wouldn't even really be focusing on posting a lot of content on TikTok, because you don't know where it's going, and it seems like it's going to have to go, because there's a lot of breach of confidentiality, a breach of people's accounts. As some of you know, TikTok is based out of China. So and I understand it's too much going on. So, it's too much going on. So, they got to get rid of TikTok. So, just stop TikToking. Okay. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, because you don't know at this point. I'm not saying don't get on, but you don't know. We don't know what's going on. And of course I'm there with my account, but I don't use it. Okay. Please. I mean, I don't. Next thing, you guys, that I noticed that they are doing, is this is the pictures, the community. And also that gets rid of Facebook and Instagram, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. Both of those are owned by Mark. Bye, Mark. It's been real. Okay. So yeah. So you got to understand, it's a dog eat dog world out there, and Alphabet Inc., the parent company for YouTube, is not playing with anyone. And these are my predictions that all of these, also even Patreon, some of the suggestions, I'm not going to tell you guys what suggestions I gave to YouTube, because that's between YouTube and I. Okay. But some really good stuff, you guys, like, okay, I'm just wipe out the middleman, so seriously, just wipe them all out and do what they're doing. And so I predict within two, maybe 3 to 5 years, I'll say 3 to 5 years, everyone's going to be on YouTube, you guys. So it's just best that you go ahead and get started. You're not going to make money immediately. I'm just letting you know it's not that easy, but the quicker you get in and create your account and become a creator, and start posting up stuff, like I said, when you can take over TikTok with all the millions of people that's on TikTok and do shorts, and when you can have people post pictures and do polls, you can also do polls, POLLS, POLLS. It's a lot of things that's happening. And so I will say this, chat. We should be able to chat with people that want to chat with us, right there in within the platform. And one of the things I love, even though Facebook, Instagram, and all this have this, YouTube, even though there's a YouTube app and people use it, YouTube was browser generated. Okay, you guys know what I'm saying. Before it was a browser, the YouTube. You had to go and put YouTube in your browser and go to YouTube before all this app stuff came around. So, and then here's the coup de grace. Google is the number one search engine. YouTube has a search engine, and I'm not there. That's another issue. I love YouTube, but I got to get with Susan Wojcicki because I am not there. Someone is going into the mod rewrites in my personal account on YouTube on the platform, and you can do that, and changing the mod read rights, which is basically the HTML for my YouTube channel, and you guys cannot find me, and I've been knowing this going on 5-6 years. Type in Kimme Wyatt right now. Type in Kimme space Wyatt. I'm not there. But if you type in, everybody else comes up to me. There's a Kim Wyatt. But if you type in anyone else, one video, they just created their account 3 days ago. They're spidered already. So I'm not going to go into detail what spidered is, but anyway, I got to go. Hasta la vista. You guys, let me know what's going on. Did you like this video? Did you like the information I gave you? It's more to come on skin and hair. And I got to tell you guys some stuff in some of my videos. What happened to me? I got assaulted. Yeah. Somebody assaulted me, but I had to stab them. And I mean, that really sounds crazy. They assaulted me and I had to stab them. No, that really is true fact. So look at my videos, y'all. Okay, gotta go. Hasta la vista. Buenas horas, buenas noches. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Salida. This video was only supposed to be 12 minutes because the other one was. Hasta la vista, buenas horas, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Some of y'all need to let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bello. Smooches. Gotta go. Bye and peace. Peace.